Hi, have you heard of the Fae? Lord of the Rings, folklore, fairies getting up to things, the shining ones in Ireland, nature spirits, Enya, commercial marketing, fairy, sparkly stuff, unicorn, mermaids, nymphs, changelings, fairy tales. Okay, if one of those grabbed your attention, if my look didn't grab your attention, this is probably not for you. This is a series I am going to start dedicated to the Fae and the cryptids, specifically of Earth. It is a debunking. It is not all the things that are even more magical, but I'm going to start with the debunking because there is little to no information that people can read that is going to help people get in touch with what's going on. All that people have been reading in folklore is human experiences. It's similar to in Christianity, people who are reading many translations of a Bible. It is lost in translation. It is humans afraid and having experiences and not knowing what those experiences are and mixing everything up. No one has been brave enough yet that I have noticed, and I've asked my energies, no one has been brave enough to find out deeply what is going on, the large scale of things. I think the reason why this happens is because basically no one has as much energy, where their energy is from elsewhere and has a lot of this going on and kind of created most of this. So my energy is one of those. And basically with me looking into my energy, I opened the most magical opening of a door that there ever could be. I have more than just Fae things, but this was just, it's overwhelming and there's a lot. So if you are tired of the same things or fear mongering or tutorials of what to do and things that humans are just continually over and over repeating over and over again, I'm here for a fresh perspective, and as the Fae that I'm talking to at the moment, set the record straight. So just like all my other series, they're going to be based on everyone's questions. Leave them in the comments. Just go for it. I will let you know if I already have material out there that explains it, but I will do video replies to everyone. There will probably not be a waiting list, I'm pretty sure, because it is basically coming from my energy. So there's no me where I have to build bridges or anything like that. It's going to be straight, like, ready to go. But for this to kick off, I'm going to set some of the records straight on my own. So, number 1. The Fae that people talk about are real experiences that have happened on Earth. And the Fae are not from Earth. They have a big amount of energy, and there were some problems that happened on Earth. It wasn't just Fae, it was other energies. And these energies were too big, meaning they hold a lot of energy. They have all their memories, and the humans did have all their memories, but the humans were basically getting information from one source, whereas they have multiple sources. So they live longer, they have more access to information, and they can do more things because they hold more energy. When this started to be a problem, not just the Fae, other beings, people have talked about Jinn. Those beings are a bit different than Fae because Fae are so many different things, whereas Jinn is a very specific energy that came with a big energy of elements, and it is the physical representation of that big energy that takes over, which I've talked about many times. If you're curious about that, please ask in the comments. So for example, if water energy comes to Earth and it's huge and it translates to water, it takes over the whole Earth, but that comes with physical beings as well. And there is a lot of Fae that talk to these beings, not talk, but like have issues with these beings, and they came to protect things. And there's a lot of Irish folklore that talks about these things, and humans from their perspective say, oh, good and evil and stuff like that. No, it's literally energy basically taking over things, just for the nature of that translation from non-physical to physical, or from a different kind of energy to a earth kind of vibration. So when you know that, they are tucked away in another realm. And when I say tucked away in another realm, you can think of it like the little sidecar on a motorcycle. So the motorcycle's going and doing things, and it's tucked away. Now, because Earth had New Earth, people think it's still coming, it's already here. New Earth basically means more energy. The original energy of Gaia has opened up all the different energies. But the thing is that each reality can have that, and some don't. I have in meditation seen realities where the what do you call it? The side is no longer the side. They're all over. The Fae are living everywhere with everyone. But because our reality still is not done realizing how much access they have to things and what they have access to. This is when people talk about light workers and all those things. People are helping everyone know what they can do. But unfortunately, spirituality got off to a heavy start in this reality by telling people what to do instead of empowering people. So I, luckily, the past 2 weeks have met 2 different spiritual people who are talking about different topics compared to me, but they are doing the same thing as me, where they are encouraging people to inspire them and say, hey, you have space, but in their own way, which I'm very excited about because I felt alone for a while. I was a little bit early. They just started. So those 2 that I found. So this is a time to shine. So when I mentioned jinn are a type of being that came with one of the elements, which is fire, and just to make it easy for humans. It's more complicated than that, but they are the physical ones that came with that big energy. They're a part of that energy. Again, I can talk way more about this. And so you can think of them as also structures of nature as well. It's complicated. It's not as straightforward as that. And so these kind of beings, humans get in contact with those, and that's what people call nature spirits. So they're not spirits, they are energies that work on things. And so they are kind of like the bosses of that, and they came and they're like in a different dimension. Basically, they're not in those realities that we're talking about. They're in like a whole different dimension doing things, and they hold the keys to the big information and things that we need to keep going on Earth. And then there's the other dimensions that have to do with weather, and so people get that involved with Fae. And the weather is like a big, we named them pillars. Tatum and I, we named them pillars of nature. So that is another thing to talk about. Now, there is, I recommend watching, I'm going to put them in the little description, 2 videos to watch that are going to be very helpful. I also recommend watching the video that is on my Patreon that says it's about the Fae. And in that video, in the videos in the comments, they are the story of Rhiannon. I will not go through that here because this is about debunking, but go and watch that. There's 2 parts, and like I said, I'm going to put them in the little comments. Because this kind of thing happened, there wasn't enough space, the space as in not enough space, but original energy of Gaia made it so that there's not too much space of, beings doing whatever they want. And so some dimensions will not have access to that. There are soft spots. If you watch Janine's, there is a part of nature that created an element that is the portals. We have portals inside us. We have Earth has portals. Everything that's alive on Earth has portals, just like they have water, air, earth, and fire inside them. So this is how we keep Earth harmonized, not just the beings that do it. It's us as well. We keep them harmonized and we stay on Earth. So portals are for being in the same place at the same time as somewhere else. And so there's overlapping areas called soft spot. And this is where humans have physically interacted on accident or on purpose with Fae. One more thing before I go. Any non-physical will be a part of your energy. Yes, you.